By all means, say a slur.
Alright, you... Nichols.
Sleep! I am now the censor.
Aw, dang. These hacking ninjas.
You know, it'd be really funny. You know, it'd be really funny if in post-editing, I just put a giant beep slur, or beep sensor over all of this so that people just thought that Shay was saying slurs for like a solid 20 seconds. That would be hilarious. Holy shit, Shay! What the fuck? You can't say shit like that!
Yeah, I can.
Yes, you can.
They're about me.
You know, you're right. I guess you do have the pass.
I would hope.
Except that you've specifically said you don't want to say it.
Yeah.
I thought they revoked that.
No. Just other things.
Shay
You're
got her
like, I don't want to give it back to the community.
Wait, Shay got her pass revoked? God dang. We should have we should have a campaign where that's the that wouldn't be a challenge for anybody but for me. I was gonna say where we literally just act like we speak like, oh my god, what's his name? Flanders. You know, every expletive isn't actually an expletive, but that would only be a challenge for me.
Or the guy from the teacher from Danny Phantom who only swears in notable books.
Angry Beavers has the best swears, just saying.
Anyway, so where I think we last went off, Samson,
you gotta get laid, I'm kidding.
Was getting a sexual education from the 17-year-old.
Not really.
No, he's getting dating education.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, but you changed the subject, so I decided to go with you and make it weird.
No, because one sounds like it should be a crime, the other one doesn't.
Samson, do you like the playground?
You can get rabies there.
Samson, do you like rabies?
I grew up in the country. Every playground you could get rabies in.
Anyway. Oh yeah, that's right. It was the next morning because Samson awoke to Burris being awoke and looking at him.
Yeah.
And then Nim came in. Anyway, more dating advice. Go, I guess.
Are you following along alright?
I think so.
Any questions, comments, concerns, general issues?
Samson's gonna raise his hand.
Yes.
The one in front.
Yes, Burris, what's your question? What's the question?
If Nin did that, he'd actually look at Burris, waiting for him to say something.
Blink, blink.
How profound. He's gonna be like, So, should I start doing this after we're war criminals, or should I get started now?
One, we're already war criminals, and two, you can start whatever.
Well, I mean after we're no longer war criminals.
I mean, it'd probably be easier to, like, visit a restaurant if you're not a war criminal, but, eh. Cal would probably be more comfortable not being in disguise.
That's true. I still don't really know what I'm doing.
In what regard?
Uh, all of it?
Start again, Nim.
So from the top.
I mean, I get the idea of it.
But
But well, a lot of this seems to be about talking, and that
If
what are you
he
talking
says
about?
that
I have
that's
great
not his-
conversations with Kiala. Haven't you?
not no, but it seems
It's mostly about how depressed one or both of us are.
not exactly easy.
I don't know what you're.
Well, when you talk to Yell about stuff, how do you approach it?
Hey, Kiala, would you like to talk about stuff?
I don't think Nim has ever said that.
Samson has.
Okay, so, Nim, go, watch this. Follow me, and Nim will grab his hand.
Okay. I feel like this is incredibly uncomfortable for Samson to be dragged around by someone who literally cannot move him.
Yeah. And also who's notably shorter. Hey, Kiala. Would you like to talk about stuff? While you lift?
She just kind of looks at Nim and then glances at Samson. And then looks at Nim and then looks at Samson. What?
Well, she's just
Would
doing
you like to
squat.
chat while you lift?
Well, she's just doing like deadlifts or something.
Was there something you needed to talk about?
Not needed, wanted to.
And what is that?
I didn't think this far ahead. Give me a second.
I just imagine Nim actually saying that, like running back up the stairs with Samson.
That would have been peak humor.
What's your favorite color? I don't think I've ever asked.
Color?
Mm-hmm.
I guess a light greenish blue.
Oh?
It was
Like,
blue, and then
I
she
like
met
you
Samson.
like-
What?
You said like those skylights you like?
Right.
You like the lights in the sky?
Yes, up in the mountain there's a light show that happens every so often when the weather's just right for it.
I've only read about those in books. I don't live high enough to see them. Or in a place where they appear.
Maybe at some point you'll see them
That'd be nice.
if we keep traveling around.
What do you
Oh.
like about them?
Well, they happen on nights when it's peaceful, and it's nice to be able to watch them. What is all of this about?
I'm proving a point to Samson that you're easy to talk to about stuff.
I just imagine Nim's just like still holding his wrist,
Yes.
or like however she dragged him.
And
It's
then
just
Nim will
like-
take his wrist and like flop it like he's waving. But also, I did want to know these questions.
I see.
Does Snowdrop help you work out every morning?
Generally, yes.
Since when were you an early bird?
Ain't it a fox?
What?
Ain't it a fox?
It's a turn of phrase, but yes. Is he a good helper?
Yeah.
Good. Good. So what's on the agenda for today?
I'm not really sure. Do you think we would be heading to your school?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Who knows?
I forgot there was a war going on.
I forgot we're in like perpetual danger. Oops. Like,
Yeah.
my bad, guys.
Guess we can't go to the movies.
Yeah, I'll have to push back my nail appointment. Yes.
I guess I gotta burn this receipt. I don't want to leave a paper trail.
Just use a fake ID, forehead.
Just use fake money, forehead.
Just as a
I do,
quick-
it's called crypto.
Whoa.
Oh god, shots fired.
Ooh, that was a home run.
Thanks, I try.
Yeah.
Occasionally.
Just a point of note before I cut you guys loose again. Shay!
Yo.
Two things. One, just
Yo.
because I had to actually look at your character sheet to figure it out. About those spell scrolls, right?
Yeah.
Remember, part of the requirement is literally the material components of the spell, which means the material components need to be with the scroll. So if you make something with your component pouch, you have to take those components theoretically out, and then you'll have to replace them later. I'm just trying to... That, and also I answered my own question, because you have the spell scroll paper listed per level, so it was paper per level. Fair enough?
Yeah.
You follow
It's just
along?
weird you need components for spell scrolls, but it's fine.
Well, yeah.
Now, is that for the spells that take the
Like, that have a
components, or is that
cost.
just all of them?
No, for any spell that has a listed material component, part of the requirements of making that spell as a spell scroll for this campaign is that you need to supply the material components with the scroll.
Oh, that's complicated for some of them. Hold on.
That's-
Would... No, that's not... Hold on. I legitimately do have to check something.
Damn, imagine getting a piece of paper with a fucking bat dropping stapled to it.
Yeah, no, some of those aren't,
Like,
organic.
this will save your life one day!
We
Literally.
have the power. The power is
There's
paper
a
and
couple
guano.
spells that require bat dung.
Well,
Huh?
you know.
Wait, what were you talking about?
There's a couple spells that require bat dung.
Yeah. Fireball being the most prominent.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, fireball.
I guess this limits whatever Tim's gonna do.
Alright,
'Cause,
choose
like-
things with no material cost.
Yeah, because your component pouch and every component pouch is treated like, you know, you always have the material components for that. But if it was the same with spell scrolls, then theoretically, Samson could literally just carry around 30 fireball spell scrolls. And
Yeah.
For free.
Not for
Yes.
free, for a very pretty penny.
Well, Nim's got a black card.
Not that she can use right now.
Alright, how much bat shit are you going to sell me?
All of it.
I want all the guano! I
However
am the
much you
guano
want.
queen!
Anyway,
Oh.
we're getting sidetracked and I'm no longer focusing. I forgot what I was even looking for.
Yeah. Something about bat shit.
Not
But,
that specifically. I could tell you a bit about it,
Nim
but
cast with a focus, not with
Nim
a...
does cast with a focus, but like, So she's fine on that regard.
So do you actually have any of the components for the spells?
Yeah, Nim had a component pouch at the start.
Yeah.
Then when did you get a focus?
At the start, Nim had both.
You have both?
Yeah.
Nim had both.
Alright.
I don't know what the difference or necessity would be, so I never.
If you have a
Mechanically,
focus, you don't have to have a component.
Yeah, that's pretty much the thing about focuses is they take away any components that don't have a cost.
Ah. Well, we'll figure it out, and that sounds like for more development on the KPG. So we'll figure it out.
I don't
Anyway,
remember what you're talking about.
the pricing guide.
I meant in campaign.
Does that mean those invisibility scrolls we have just have some fucking eyelashes in them?
I mean, apparently they do now.
Yay!
Are they Nims? Did she just like pluck an eyelash and they grow it back?
Nim can very easily. I don't know about you guys, how fast yours grow back.
Don't you ever ask.
How fast does Senson's eyelashes grow?
I didn't know eyelashes grew.
You didn't know
Don't worry.
eyelashes grew?
No.
What did you think happened over the course of your life? That every time an eyelash falls out, it just never grows back? You didn't. You never wondered.
Never gave a shit.
You never gave a shit? You're not gonna be able to get a spell scroll for Fireball.
Oh, if you didn't have a point of inspiration. Oh. Ed, it's hair. Like what's on your head, or on your face, or on your back.
Wait, not everyone has that.
Yes, and people with, I think it's alopecia, don't have eyelashes.
It depends on the severity, but that's a specific topic for later.
That's specific. I can't believe that of all things you didn't know eyelashes grew.
Nope. And never cared.
It
Well,
sounds
now
like
you
he still
know.
doesn't.
So, at what rate do Samson's eyelashes grow?
They don't.
Whoa, nice.
Yes.
Man, he's one
Practically,
backwards.
he's an anime man, so he doesn't have eyelashes.
Exactly.
He's one fire blast away from never
He has
having
anime
eyelashes
shit.
Damn. It inflicts 9 out of
Oh,
every
Will
10
Smith,
anime
no!
men. Yeah.
Anyway, what was Nim? Oh yeah, Nim was saying something about like I hadn't gotten that far.
You were talking about spell scrolls.
Well, we were talking above board about spell scrolls. I was
No,
up to-
Nim, we'd already gotten past that part because Nim started asking my favorite color and stuff.
Well, wherever you left off, pick right back up.
You use a focus for a spell scroll?
I mean, I guess theoretically you can, but you'd have to buy a focus for every single spell scroll.
Is it just-
Why would you have to buy a focus for every single spell scroll when spell focuses don't disappear? Use them.
Well, because I guess you could just reuse a reusable spell focus, but like...
They're
the
meant
idea-
to be reusable.
Yes, they are, but the spell scroll is meant to be disposable, so you
Yeah, the spell scroll is what catches fire on use. That's why you can only use it once. It should have nothing to do with the spell focus.
well, then I guess the answer is no, you can't use a focus for a spell scroll.
Does the spell scroll also consume the material?
Mm-hmm. In this instance, yes. It's like a very disposable version of magic, but well, I already told you, but like it could literally be any spell used by anybody.
Well,
No.
yeah and no.
I know about it being from your spell list. I erased that.
I meant the fact that, well, I was saying no because sometimes you can't just easily get some of the spell components.
I was going to mention the fact that you have to roll to see if the spell scroll even works.
No, I also erased that part.
Oh shit, really?
I thought you realized that by the fact that I didn't list it. I told Shay I wanted to be a more free system because I really like the idea of crafting items.
I didn't know if you gave me the whole thing.
Oh no, I gave you everything minus what I just told Shay right now for clarification purposes. Mainly because I couldn't remember whether or not I said the spell paper was specific to level or not. And I didn't want to make it necessarily more complicated if it didn't have to be.
You know,
But
I thought
I
you were
just
giving me the
looked at
patch notes. I didn't know you were giving me
Yeah, no.
the full thing.
Yeah, no, that was the full requirements I was running by you. Because I also looked in her inventory and then I saw that she has spell paper or spell scrolls for 3rd and for 5th level, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Because she wouldn't have designated it like that and bought it in separate amounts if I didn't say it was per level, so the paper must be per level. Which is why I was
You know what
telling
threw
her.
me off? Is the fact that you said the only real cost is time.
Yeah, that's kind of grammatically my bad. Because the real cost is the two major costs is the whatever money amount for.
The time, the paper, and the material.
Well, really the materials and time. The paper being included in the materials. If you have the material components for the spell, the paper, and the time to do it, you really just need the materials and the time. There's no like level requirements, role requirements, class requirements. These are literally like crafted items. The only actual restriction, like I said, is having some kind of license to allow you to buy spells that do damage or are higher than 3rd level. Because,
Maui.
you know, otherwise, legally, people would just be running around whipping out firebolt papers or, you know, Ray of Frost or what's another damaging one? Yeah, fucking catapult. Just catapulting items at other people.
You say firebolt papers, and I'm like, but you can buy those normally.
There are papers of firebolt?
Yeah, fire
Yeah,
paper.
it's a cantrip.
Oh, fire paper?
Yeah, fire paper is literally like paper mixed with I don't know if it's exactly gunpowder, but I know it's flammable and it's used for like fire magic tricks.
Are you talking about like real world or D&D? Or both?
I'm talking about real world.
Oh, okay.
You could just buy a pack of fucking 40 of those things, start throwing fire at people.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were talking about, like, there was an item called fire paper, and it basically had the effect of the cantrip fireball. I was like, wait, what?
No, but it should.
Well, theoretically, that is what a firebolt cantrip scroll would be. Or firebolt scroll would be. It's just fire paper.
Except way more expensive.
Yeah, anyway, I feel like we're getting far off topic, but I'm glad it's an interesting subject. Because it has captivated your hearts and minds.
I just wanted to make sure I was getting everything right, because obviously it's a change to what I am used to.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to think it's a good change. So, yeah. Lights in the sky.
Past that point in the conversation, I don't know where we were at.
We're at what's on our agenda for the day. And I think Kala asked if we're going to Nim school.
She said I forgot about that.
And then we proceeded to forget about her forgetting about it.
See, look how unimportant it is. Anyway.
Are we doing that today?
Mm.
And then
Trust.
Samson's gonna look up from Nim to Kyala.
Still imagining Gala's deadlifting in the middle of this.
Yeah.
So he's
And
just
then-
looking up and then down and up and then down and up and then down.
Zanzibar.
Oh, is he drawing his attention to Zanzibar?
Yes.
He's just gonna pop his head up from the table. He's got like the laboratory goggles on. He's like, what? Hello. Good morning. Hi. What?
Hey, two things. One, do you think we're going to Gluttony today?
And he just looks out the window at the sun. There's too many things on one plate. You know, I can put some of this off till later. And you'll just see him. He picks up the white chiseled orb you got from the cult town, and he just puts it over the side. I suppose we have to, rubbing his temples, get on and go. You know what? It's a good day to do gluttony. It's a good day to do gluttony. I have to make a list of things I need. Anything you need?
You said you had some stuff to prepare before we go, right?
What, you mean like right now? I need a small, quote-unquote, shopping list I need to give to that one. And I suppose I'm going to have to borrow some amount of that tree. Do you care if I borrow some of your tree, Yala?
There's plenty.
Okay, I'm going to need about 15 feet of that trunk.
My trunk. Chop down your tree.
Oh. Oh wait, no, we already rolled for that. Never mind. Trying to figure out how many bolts and arrows we got, but I think we rolled for it.
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
a while ago.
For all the previous work times.
If you need it, I have it written down.
I had the idea when you first got the tree to give you a big math problem of figuring out via the dimensions of the tree exactly how many arrows you could carve per 5 foot of trunk, but I never got to setting the questions, the question up for that, and by the time you got to it, I didn't feel like having that much math done. We were also in the middle of the session. That was supposed to be homework for whoever wanted to chomp down on that giant bit of...
Also, the actual
Nom nom.
amount would inevitably be less than the mathematically calculated amount. Because it's being made by
Oh.
people, not a computer.
Well,
Oh, that's where it is. Why the hell is it
benefit of
there?
the doubt.
Also, we have to account for the duck and the lollipop and the ladder.
All of which are super important for vastly different reasons.
Yeah.
That
I
refuse
imagine the
to
ladder's like half done.
Oh, how many of those crossbow bolts were poisoned?
20. No, 5 were poisoned and gave you total. You could increase that number.
By applying poison.
Yeah.
Also, silly question, and not that I care, I just love the spell, so it's piqued my interest. When did Nim get Dragon's Breath?
Since she woke up this morning.
Oh,
Since Shay learned you can do silly stuff with Dragon's Breath.
what kind of silly stuff can you do with Dragon's
How do you
Breath?
spell Patui?
She can give it to
It
Sandra.
should...
I can do a long list of silly stuff, but we're
Oh, yeah.
already getting very sidetracked.
Oh, it's a touch spell. I always forget it's a touch spell.
Yeah, it's funny because the idea is that you basically just cram a hot pepper down someone's throat and they can breathe fire.
Woo!
Or acid. Or cold.
Or
lint,
acid.
Or poison.
The fact that a hot pepper is the specific material component is really fucking funny.
Means your breast stinks.
Hot pepper. You know what? I'm gonna just go.
Don't think too hard on it. A lot of the
No, for the
components. are
for the
very
ice
good.
breath, it has to be like a shot of Listerine.
Yay!
No, it has to be one of those Listerine breath strips. You know, like the
Is
little
it POTOUI?
It should be on the poison that's in your inventory.
I don't have the poison. Nim still does.
No, Nim gave it to you.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
I only remember you
asked.
giving it to. I only remember you giving me the bolts, not the poison.
You got the poison first and then the bolts.
I don't remember that. I never wrote that down.
I also didn't write down the name. I just wrote down poison.
That literally doesn't help me.
Can't help you.
Sorry, I was going through your sheet, Samson.
Perform.
Where? Oh, I'm on the combatants thing.
Bolt.
Yeah, 5 poison bolts, 15 normal bolts, plus the ones you actually made.
It's spelled like that.
Like how I put it?
No,
Or did you-
the patooey I
Or
literally
shit.
threw in the tower.
I can't see its name.
You? Huh? Weird. Well.
Oh, there we go. I have to click on it. Augers, thank you.
You're welcome. And Jerry disappears from the tower.
You will be missed.
Alright.
Item character has more items.
Yeah, Xantax was saying that, yeah, we can do the Gluttony thing today.
Oh, one other thing that I'm here. How many uses of the patooey poison were there left?
A
That
bunch.
was that was something you all were supposed to keep track of.
That I was asking Shay.
Okay.
I gave this to you a while ago, so I deleted the poison from my inventory.
I don't remember you ever giving this to me. I remember you saying, "No, fuck off, it's Nim's."
Yeah, and then I immediately gave it to you. Yeah, give me a second.
One.
It should be more than one.
I was giving you a second.
Should have been more than 1 second.
Oh man, that was so long ago. I gave that to you at session 59.
That was so long ago.
It's
Well, at
session
least I know-
72.
Yeah, but I know at least it was this year. It's also only 13 sessions ago.
Think about how long 13 sessions ago was.
Think about how long 13 sessions is in the grand scheme of this campaign.
Hush
Well,
your face.
that's
The
such
point
a-
is
it's 13
I have
weeks
to
ago.
check my written notes. I know that it was given in like
Wouldn't
a
you?
20
Wouldn't
ounce
your roll
bottle.
20? Wouldn't your roll 20 notes still have it?
Yeah, I can check that real quick.
Woo, roll 20 right
Xantax,
now.
say whatever crap he was about to say.
I don't think he was about to say crap.
He's taking us to
He asked
Gluttony.
about the tree. He asked about the tree, and then I took it to a side tangent. But the tree should be fine
Perfect.
for what he want to.
I'm gonna need like, and he's gonna look over his shoulder at the window. 4 hours. Gonna go take the. Oh, that's the wrong button. He does not jump out the window. I'm gonna go take that 15-foot. Y'all figure out what you're gonna do. You figure out what you're gonna say. This is a busy day. He's just looking around like he's got like several trains of thought going off at once, and they're all smashing into each other. Yeah. Have fun. Have a blast.
There's 7 ounces in there.
And
Okay. And we got it originally with 8 ounces?
Hold on 1 second.
I think it is like a... God, how many...
Because I think it's sort of the typical poison. You use 1 dose to tip 5 pieces of ammunition.
Yeah, and I think 1 dose was 1 ounce.
So it's got 7 doses.
I seem to remember that being what we said. Hey, could you put your cursor right here for a sec? Ed,
Oh, sorry, I was doing inventory stuff. Where?
can you put your cursor where mine is? Oh, thank you. And just hold it there.
Good?
Boop. Thank you. I can't change the shape of an object from any other corner but the lower right, so it makes it kind of annoying if you want to take from anything other than the bottom of a thing. Yeah, you're good. You can go back to what you were doing. I'm gonna go get a wine cooler. I'll be right back.
If that's the case, I'm gonna go get, touch some things up. Mainly my AC. I'm back.
Alright, I'm back. What goes on, Krusty Crew?
Samson should get a spell of time stop. A spell scroll.
Is it a sorcerer spell?
Yeah, it's 9th level. So.
Well, you're gonna have to find somebody other than Nim right now to make it.
Hey, Zanzibar.
Nice try. So what do? Where do you three go? What do you grab? What do you say?
I don't know. I don't know where everyone else is. They're muted.
Oh.
Jade stepped away to make dinner. Because
Ah.
it was like a little bit of a break.
Well, if it's a little bit of a break. I'm gonna pause the recording real quick. Unless you want to spend the time that they're away really flushing out and making sure you're on the same page with the spell scroll stuff.
I think I got it.
Oh, well, where'd that go? Have any questions?
Well, I guess it's just the idea that, like, these are using resources that are implied to be reusable. So I don't know how difficult it would be to track them down.
Can you expand on that?
Well, it's like, let's say, like, a standard component pouch has, like, pretty much one of all of, like, the standard components for spells. Like, a piece of bat guano, a turtle shell, a sprig of mistletoe, a thorny branch, you know, things like this, right? But obviously, if a single material pouch uses the gets the thing removed from it, then we need to get a whole new material pouch just to get a second use of those. If we were looking to craft the spell.
Well, let's go at it from a different angle. The idea behind the material component needing to be actually physically used for the spell is to basically prevent mass duplication. You know what I mean?
No, because I just have it.
Like, to prevent...
Yeah.
Because the spell does not use the slot to craft, theoretically, it could be used. The system can be used to make really powerful spells en masse. Because spell scrolls, you know, I think I remember seeing somewhere that spell scrolls could be copied, much like, you know.
That's only wizards.
You know, wizards can take a spell scroll and put it into their book.
They're the only class that does that.
Yeah.
Well, there's two ways of doing this, because I hadn't really seen it becoming a problem yet. But, you know, because each spell scroll takes a certain amount of time to make based on its level.
And the paper is a material cost that gets stronger. Well, gets higher the stronger the paper level would be.
Yeah, but it also goes like up in cost and stuff to compensate for that. And I have to be right back.
I literally just said that.
Yeah, I know, but I just walked in because my mom called me and I have to once again go do a thing.
Fair enough. What I don't want... I want to make a system that is good, stands on its own, is fun to use, does not get in the way, and on top of everything else, cannot be abused.
Welcome back.
So, you see where I'm coming from? I don't want it to be like, oh, I don't use... Not that I think Shay would do this, but... You know everything I make for this campaign, I'm keeping in my back pocket for any other future campaigns I make, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't want to make a system that is easily abused, or at the other time is so restrictive that, like, so many other crafting things in vanilla D&D are just not really approachable. Like health potions, for example. I know I keep pulling that up, but that seems to be, like, the infamous one. There's really no reason to craft a health potion at all, because it takes so long to do so that it's just easier to go find a shop and buy it. Meaning this entire system is worthless. There might as well not even be a system to make a health potion in D&D. Or more specifically 5th edition. Because who is going to take an entire... I think one of them, it's not superior, but it's either, what is it? It goes...
Supreme's the highest one.
Oh, right, okay. So it's either greater or superior. It takes, like, a consecutive month of uninterrupted crafting time, including things like long rests, to make a potion of either one of those qualities. It's about, like, 3 weeks. That means that, let's say, Shay wanted to make it by 5th edition standards, or she wanted Nim to make it by 5th edition standards, assuming that she can, it would take her 3 weeks of in-game campaign time of that's all she does. All day, every day. No fighting, no RPing, nothing. She is basically stuck in a void box crafting a single potion that at the end of the day, whether it's greater or supreme, doesn't heal enough back or isn't useful enough for the one instance it can be used to be worth that amount of I don't get to play the game. And that's the problem with so many crafting systems in this tabletop. And I think that's very bad, not well thought out, and it's silly because part of the reason why I even like playing Artificer in the first place is because I get to make items. And I think that's what a lot of people are drawn to with, like, crafting arrows, or even making a bow, or using your artisan tools to make an item.
Yes. I do agree that, like, that time is a very strange factor for it, but that's because D&D's not balancing its crafting for TUZ, it's for balancing it for D&D.
Well, even for D&D itself, it doesn't work. Why would you take a month to make a health potion when you could go just go to the shop and buy like 10 of them for some amount of gold that doesn't even begin to put a dent in what you would make by the standards of vanilla. Like, as you said, vanilla is balanced for, like, going into a dungeon, looting treasures, fighting a dragon, getting oodles and oodles of gold. Why would you ever take a month to make something that you could literally buy for, quite actually, pennies on the dollar?
Well, that's because in standard D&D, like, you're not going from adventure to adventure to adventure immediately. There's usually weeks, months, sometimes even years in between the adventures where you actually get to and sometimes have to craft your own magic items because you're sure, you could spend a good 50 gold on, like, a healing potion, or that 50 gold will carry you for the next, like, 3 months in like, food and board, and then you spend most of that time crafting 4 of those potions of the same level.
Did you guys come to a consensus, or...?
Oh, we weren't really having a...
no, we were just sort of, like, chatting about stuff.
Yeah, we were shooting the shit.
Oh yeah, also the recording's been paused.
No, I kept it on because we were talking mechanics and stuff.
Oh. Yeah. But far away from that, like, I understand what you're getting at with the spell scroll system, but like, it's still by and far away the most expensive way to cast spells.
What, the system itself?
Well, yeah, because, like, really, it's good for a last result for casters who have already, like, blown all
Used
of
all
their
their spells.
resources, or it's good
Spells.
for non-casters to cast very,
Spells
very
at all.
basic things. Yeah,
Or
very, very basic things.
not even basic things. Like, Nim could hand you a 9th level spell scroll when she has the ability to make 9th level spells. And
Yeah,
Samson,
and
But that's
even
gonna
then-
take too long.
And
to
even
make.
then, that takes 5 days of non-stop work when Nim could literally cast a 9th level spell several times each day.
And I could just put it in a glyph and have that same.
But like that's the thing, like for every one time Nim allows Samson to cast a spell, she can literally do that same thing like good 5-6 times a day. I'm not exactly sure.
True, this isn't something that it's supposed to be like, oh, literally every night let me do it. But, you've had multiple trips where it's been like, oh, 2 weeks to get to Zanzibar, 2 weeks to get back.
Yes, and
doesn't
that's
have
the
a lot.
type of downtime where it would...
Yeah, you
like,
could literally, that's where this system would shine.
Yeah, and that's the kind of downtime that even taking something to, like, craft a superior healing potion would be good for. Bless you.
Thank you.
Granted, did we get a bunch of them because we have good contact? Yes.
Well, also, I don't want to use the vanilla potion crafting thing.
No,
I just
but like,
haven't had the time to make it better.
but like when it comes to the idea of crafting things over a certain amount of time, like that is where the system shines, because the more powerful things you craft rather, are the ones that take the most time.
Yeah.
So that 9th level spell slot.
Also, I don't see how you're reusing that. How you'd reuse a hot pepper for dragon's breath, but it's
Because it doesn't
innocuous.
say you're consuming it. It's just you're using it.
Yeah, material
Ah.
components aren't consumed unless the spell specifies it.
Yeah.
To be fair, Ed described it as shoving a hot pepper down their throat.
Yeah, but that was a joke.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize how much of a joke that was.
Yeah, no. Material components are not consumed when they are used for spells.
Yeah, so if it's written, I can show you an example of this. If it's written like the dragon's breath, it's not consumed. But if I were to say cast something like teleportation circle.
That's a good example.
You know what? How about...
Yeah. So you
Here's-
see it says which the spell consumes.
Here's a good way of looking at it. How about this? If you're using them within the party, like the material component itself isn't consumed, but it still is bound to the scroll.
Okay.
So, like, Nim, just for argument's sake, Nim gives Samson a scroll of dragon's breath, ignoring the fact it's a touch spell for a second. The hot pepper is in the scroll. When Samson uses it, the scroll and everything else disappears, the hot pepper remains. If Nim was to sell the scroll for money, she now needs a new hot pepper. Because the pepper's in the scroll. You see what I mean? How about that meet in the middle? Because it would also be a way for Nim to actually get money. Not that being rich means she necessarily needs money. But it would be a way for... It would be another thing that the party could use to make and then generate revenue and currency.
Which is
As opposed
fair.
to always, quote unquote, just relying on the black card.
And I mean, as long as it doesn't, have any of the other things about casting a spell that make spell scrolls really strong in one of 3 instances.
Yeah, it doesn't have those, honestly, kind of silly restrictions.
And, like, that's fine, but I feel like that means we have to make sure we have an account of how many peppers we have and how many spells, how many pieces of bat shit.
I mean, it can literally be as innocuous as, Nim uses her component pouch and just test after a certain number of spell scrolls, she's got to say something like, oh, I've got to go to the market and top up. And it's like a couple silver, maybe 1 or 2 gold. And the pouch is renewed. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but even then, it's like things work. My problem is less of this, and it more lies in the fact that the component pouch is just such a nebulous concept.
Yeah,
with its interaction with this, it sort of has to try and wrangle in the nebulosity.
The nebulosity. Well, that's another thing to work out. We can, by all means, put a pin in that, because I don't think we're starting up a spell scroll factory just right this second.
I mean, I know exactly how to, it's just irrelevant.
Samson would if he could.
I could tell you how to do that, but again, not right now.
So anyway, what the party doing? You've got
Deciding what to do while
4
Yellow
hours
works
to showtime.
Oh yeah, so I guess y'all should roll her workout stuff.
at
Can we do
advantage.
that? Samson will work out with Yala too.
Is Burris drowning?
No.
Good for him.
Where is Jade?
Eating.
Right here.
Oh.
Hello.
Well, I feel like. Are you gonna roll those exercises?
I already did.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh right, yeah, strength.
6 days and 20 hours ago.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Oh, man.
All right. What is it? You have to be the 20.
Something like that.
Samson wants to get big boy arms too.
Sads.
No, not sads.
Sads.
Not
Kelly wants to
sads.
be a strong boy.
But Samson wants to use it for cowboy reason. Is Snowdrop gonna help a homie out?
Yeah.
Hoggers. Let's go!
Isn't Snowdrop
thanks,
already...
Snowdrop.
Isn't Snowdrop already helping Yella?
Yellow already rolled.
Yeah, but she's still in the process of doing the 2 hours.
I mean,
He's
it doesn't
helping
matter. I rolled
her.
the same thing with and without advantage.
So you did.
Which is why I said thanks, Snowdrop.
Yeah, you can only use the help action on 1 person per time, right?
Yeah, I just didn't know if it counted as Yala being done or not.
Well, as long as she's exercising that 2 hour bracket, she's kind of indisposed, and by proxy, anyone giving her the help action is also indisposed.
Fair enough.
I mean, Nim could help Samson if you guys moved, like, down a couple squares. So
I mean,
she
I already...
here.
I already got it.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were gonna roll.
I'm pretty sure all I had to do is beat it, like hit a 20.
Do we have anything to do in the meantime, or are we just gonna like?
It's kind of a free 4 hours for you guys to make plans, shoot the shit, or do anything you want. You could choose to skip the time entirely.
Do we have anything? My homies?
I don't really have anything that I think we have to do. And maybe we could get another one of those rune lessons in.
Okay.
Or, yeah. We'll do a rune lesson.
Wasn't there an associated roll for that?
Yes. I think it was an intelligence roll? Or was it Arcana?
Arcana is an intelligence check. I just don't remember.
Does Jade remember?
Pretty sure it was just int.
I
Yeah,
think she
I
might
thought
be
so
right.
too. Hey, group sneaky.
Hey, group sneaky.
Alright.
Samson's too busy staring into Kiala's eyes.
So is Hyala.
So is Yal.
Kiala's
too busy staring into Kiala's
Kiala's eyes.
Yeah, Hyala pulls out a mirror and just goes. Zzz.
Burns a hole through the thing.
She's playing with the mirror, making her eyes glow. Ooh. Ooh.
So it's like, I wonder how long I can go without blinking. Zzz.
All while Nim is trying to give an important lesson.
I wonder if I should take the dice roll improving performance enhancers. Yeah. Hyala knows very little.
Samson even less.
Nim repeats the lesson because 2 people weren't listening.
I guess that means we go again.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It takes an hour, so.
Hey! I got it the second time.
Wee.
How far off is Yala? What was the threshold? Like 15 or something? Or 10?
I think it was 10.
I think you guys are good.
Yeah.
Was it increasing every lesson?
It was not, since this was just the basics. I just don't know for how long the basics.
It's basically just... It's RP comprehension.
Okay. I really want this boy to be able to master Root.
He's gonna have to find a more experienced source than him for that.
Well, the basics should help. And then, after the workout and the lesson, Samson is going to look for Burris. Are there any Burris tracks?
Roll investigation.
Wee. Damn, he's good.
Like a mother hen You look on the bed and you can see the blankets pulled in a curve going to the bottom of the bed and then off where a small heap of blankets are. And you follow the trajectory to the bathroom. Upon entering the bathroom, you see Burris's big old booty sticking up into the air as you can hear the lapping of water. Burris is drinking bath water.
Gross.
Oh, first, don't do that. Zanzibar's been in there.
Extra gross.
Who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
it's magic flavor. You go to pick Burris up and...
Let's get
It
you
really
some
does-
fresh, clean water. There.
He just baby breath bombs you right in the face.
So he can drink now.
Yes. He's old enough to be able to find his own sources of drinking because he can see.
Yeah, but he very specifically could not consume liquids earlier.
Yeah,
He could-
that's what the meat was for, is that he was drinking the blood or something.
Well, yeah.
Ah. Okay.
Because he was too young before.
All 2 days ago.
Babies grow up fast.
First, this is Nim and this is Yala. You've probably heard them before, but this is what they look like. Well, most of the time.
What's that supposed to mean?
I mean, you're a changeling and she's got that funny little necklace, so...
Burris starts trying to nip your arm.
Quit that!
As you just get
Nim,
another big gust of baby breath in your face.
do you have the decanter?
Mm-hmm. And we'll hand it over.
Samson will grab it. Is that like a bowl anywhere on the table?
Roll investigation.
Damn, he's good!
You find a bowl on the table by where Zanzibar was working, but you have no idea what has or has not been in this bowl, or if it is clean.
Well, clean has never been an issue.
Samson's gonna put the decanter down on the table, pick up the bowl, head back to Nim, be like, hey, can you clean this?
And then we'll clean it.
Alright. The bowl is cleaned successfully. Never know where
Man.
dirty old Adam is, you know.
And then Samson will put the Burris on the table and some water in the bowl. And fill it up, probably by a lot. Because he seemed to be pretty thirsty.
Burris will sit on the table. Oh, he places him down on the table?
Yeah.
Burris will sit on the table, and then he'll just start looking around and start trying to walk away.
Hey, I thought you were thirsty.
He just,
You do like an animal handling to see what this little bastard wants?
yeah, do an animal handling. I'll say you think you have a good idea of how he operates, maybe, so we'll give you advantage this time. You have a good feeling.
I just realized it says I have a passive 20 animal handling.
So, you definitely think he is thirsty. But you start to come to the conclusion that maybe it's because he's never actually seen before. So, literally everything is new to him. The nose has guided him his entire life so far. And you think it might be an issue of placing a bowl in front of him and him just not knowing what in God's name a bowl is.
Here, Burris. And Samson will, like, splash the water back and forth with his hand. Like, it's water. You're thirsty. You're drinking it before.
And you'll just see the little feathers on his head perk up, and he'll turn around and he'll just fat waddle over and push your hand out of the way. You'll hear this as he gets closer to the bowl. You'll just hear his little sniffing out, and then he'll pause for a second, and you'll see Burris just full on dunk his head into the bowl and start pushing the bowl around the table.
And Samson will pet little baby Burris as he's being a munchkin.
And he'll just lift his head up and start going to nip your hand again.
I think that's how you show affection.
After he has gotten your interrupting hand out of his way, he will proceed to then start diving his head into the bowl around the table. Regularly scheduled Burris program resumes. What the name of the Hyala doing?
Yeah, so Samson will just passively watch him, so if you want to go to,
Nim was asking how Kiela was doing, but I don't think Jade saw it.
Jade saw it. Jade's just stuffing her face with chicken.
You know what? That's fair.
Oh,
I don't
share?
What kind
find
of
you
chicken?
that.
What
Share?
kind of chicken?
We neither know what kind, nor if we can share.
I had chicken for lunch. By lunch, I mean dinner.
I don't like chicken very much.
I know. I made chicken salad just to have for when I get hungry, because you could just slap it on bread and call it a meal.
Let's see. So yeah.
Let's.
How much time is left, by the way?
I
4 hour?
would think maybe 20 minutes or so. I mean, it all depends if Hyala's still working out. Is Hyala still working out?
No, Kiela stopped working out a while ago.
Yeah, Kella stopped before the rune lessons.
Right, and the rune lessons were
Like 2 hours ago.
Oh. Was each rune lesson an hour?
Yeah, because the first one was us not doing so hot.
The first one was Nim talking through our heads. It just went in Samson's ear, out Samson's other ear, into Hyala's ear, out Hyala's other ear,
It went.
and then
I thought you
back
were
to
gonna say
Nim.
out. I thought you were about to say out Hyala's eyes.
Yeah.
I thought she was about to say.
Hyala starts displaying runes on the wall like a projector.
I thought she was about to say in Samson's ears and out Hyala's. Samson and Hyala have become walkie-talkies.
They do walkie.
They very much talky. Well, one of them more than the other, but... Every receiver has its speaker.
Except ones that don't.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna give Jade more time to eat, and I just say Jade, that Cal and Nim shoot the shit for a bit.
Yeah, I'll give you free time until Jade is done eating. And Jade's done eating will equal about 4 hours being up.
I don't know why, but when I think of what Zanzibar is doing with the 15 feet of that tree, I just think he's making a canoe.
Well,
He does need a
Romeo
hobby.
team.
you'll see what he's doing when Jade's done eating. So, I guess since Nim's shooting the shit with someone whose player is not able to participate, we go back to Burris and Samson.
I mean, I don't have anything else.
Alright. Well, how's the chicken, Jade?
Dry.
Oh no.
Why is it dry? Why is your trick... Oh, Jade of the lake, why is your chicken dry?
Oh.
Oh, you know, that makes no sense at all. Not
Wait,
even in the
Roblox
slightest.
is removing the oof?
What? Why?
Apparently due to
Why?
licensing issues.
What
What?
licensing
Why?
issues?
Who licensed oof?
I mean, who wouldn't? Roblox, you are a multi-billion-dollar company. Just buy the sound.
Mhm.
Ugh!
What's ugh?
The new sound.
What's the
think you
new
mean
sound?
It's like, bleh.
Oh.
Hashtag save the oof is trending.
Hashtag Oofus.
I'm alive.
Oh, she's alive!
In a tragic twist of fate.
Oh, in a tragic twist of fate!
I
Alright.
just think that was the fact that your chicken's dry.
Which you still haven't told us why.
Sometimes it's
The
just
way
dry.
that chicken dries out.
Make it moist.
Ew.
Not like that. What is wrong with you?
Lots. What's wrong with you?
A lot. Well, not a lot. Just diagnose stuff.
Wow.
Alright. The 4 hours
Imagine
are
having
up.
problems. Couldn't be me.
Me too.
What? You just...
I don't have problems. I have excuses for my eventual mental breakdown.
Well, if that isn't
But-
the most weird way
Guys.
of saying problem...
What about
Hold on, heads
Stop.
off. I gotta brush my hair. Ow.
face? I have some of those. I got a box that's meant to hold tea, and I'm gonna put dice in it.
Nice.
Yeah. It was my dad's, and it was sitting out on the counter, and I was like, "Can I have this?" And they were like, "Yes."
Can I have?
Huh?
Can I have?
It has no tea in it. It's just box for dice.
And only dice?
Well,
Yeah.
for tea, but now for dice.
Maybe it'll make your dice smell like tea.
Maybe. I do kind of have to clean the outside of it, because the Tupperware that the chicken was in was sitting on it, and that was slightly greasy.
Gotcha.
Alright, who's doing what and why?
We're waiting on Xantax to get inside the house.
We cut back to Hyala and Nim, and Hyala is strangling Nim.
And you sit there waiting around, and Zanzibar is not coming inside.
Man, what a terrible judge of time.
And Hyala cracks a smile.
Calls him a punk.
I mean, Hyala's probably like, "Oh, it's that time already."
What time already?
You mentioned he wasn't back yet. I assumed it was the time he said he would be back.
Oh. I forgot about that.
It was 3 seconds ago, Nim.
It's
you
okay,
feeling all right?
Zanzibar all seem to have forgotten the time.
Hyala puts her hand on Nim's forehead.
It is cold.
Nim, you're
Well, he
cold.
seems fine.
I feel like you're bad at that.
Yeah, and it's not just your freak physiology. Wait a minute, if you can't be the normal temperature, isn't that a problem?
No.
No. No such thing as problems.
Nim's a
Remember?
normal temperature when she sleeps.
This is her normal temperature.
Now.
But wouldn't it be, like, really easy if someone learns that you're just always cold to look out for cold people?
Just uncold. Get the opposite of the ice stone.
Nim has to be unconscious for that to happen, so... Yeah.
Hyala casts Revivify
I'm not dead, I'm just cold.
on the
You
tower.
can try it from my cold, alive hands.
That'd be really easy.
Hyala casts the Revivify on the Eve Tower, and a massive rumbling starts to happen. Unbeknownst to them, on the outside of the tower begins to crack in two places, and outpours out two gigantic googly eyes.
Man, I was hoping for chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, but we can't always have what we want.
I do just want to have Hyala, like, randomly cast something.
Do
I
it.
played a game
Cast
where
Entangle on Samson.
I
I
played a
don't
game
have
once where all the buildings were actually made of flesh behind the metal walls.
Yummy.
I wonder if they were crunchy.
Only on the
Yummy,
outside.
fleshy, crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so you gonna go look for Zanzibar, wait around, whistle a song.
Give him like another 10 minutes.
Yeah. 10 minutes later.
Hyala's gonna practice something.
Ooh, what?
I don't know, either spells or sword fighting.
Imagining Hyala just standing there going, ooh, ooh, spells.
Yeah, she goes, ooh, spells, and then the chicken noodle soup comes alive and kills us.
Would you like something to hit? I can give you a target with armor class.
Yeah, he'll just pull out a sword and run through some, what are they called?
Drills.
Thingamadoodles.
Drills.
Maybe.
All right. Let's see. What does Nim have in her inventory?